the Rambler Network.
Hello, welcome back to Casablanca. In this episode, I'm talking about Unfriended, which is a 2015 screenlife horror film directed by Leo Gabriadze, written by Nelson Greaves, and starring Shelley Henning, Moses Storm, and Renee Olstead. It was the first mainstream screenlife film. Before this, there were short films. This is the first feature-length mainstream feature-length screenlife film. I assumed it was a gimmick. There was no way a movie that's just a Skype call could possibly be good. But a friend talked me into watching it back in 2018, and less than a half hour in, I went from thinking it was just a gimmick to actually liking it. Almost immediately, I realized it was something unique. It uses real sites and programs such as Facebook, Spotify, Skype. This was a surprise to me because usually in movies they use fake sites. Using real things adds to the authenticity and believability of the film. The entire film is from the screen of the main character, Blair. It opens with her looking up information on her friend, Laura Barnes, who committed suicide a year previously. After a minute, her boyfriend calls, and the story begins. It's essentially all in one shot, because it never cuts away from the screen, and instead has Blair switching tabs on the left. She's using a Mac. But as boring as this probably sounds, this is actually used to great effect to tell the story. You can see by the way the cursor moves how Blair is reacting to situations. Something will pop up, and the cursor will pause, then slowly go over to click it. I think one of the best uses of this is in one scene when the characters in the Skype call criticize Laura, the girl who committed suicide, and Blair is using iMessage with her boyfriend in another tab, telling him they didn't know Laura like she did, that she had a hard life. When her boyfriend asked what she meant, she types, "When she and I were young," deletes it, types, "When she was," deletes it, types, "Her uncle," deletes it, then finally types, "Just family stuff," and sends it. So much is implied by her deleted messages, but isn't explained. We don't need it explained. A lesser film would have gone down that road and handled it poorly. The acting was surprisingly realistic. The group of friends got into a few fights, and they were real tears shed. Then, when they were laughing and joking around, it felt like they were actual friends in a Skype call. I believe we were watching a real group of friends interacting. Even when they were fighting, if something happened between one of them, they suddenly stopped fighting and showed genuine concern. I was legitimately freaked out several times watching this movie. It's very rare for a modern horror film to scare me. But 5 words gave me chills the first time I watched it, and it did again this time. Well, the glitch just typed. There's a really good scene that used the features of Skype for added effect. All this unusual stuff is happening, such as members of this friend group supposedly posting embarrassing photos of the others on Facebook. Meanwhile, there's been this mysterious extra person in the call they can't get rid of that was using the default profile picture. They're all in the middle of fighting when the mysterious person sends, "It was me," in the chat. They all get quiet as the default picture becomes the big picture, and everyone else is the small images along the bottom, staring silently at the screen. It makes more sense when you see it, but it's really effective. Pretty much my only real complaint with the film is the very last second. Literally the very last second. They go the jump scare route. But unlike Paranormal Activity's jump scare ending, it actually kind of makes sense here. I just generally don't like jump scare endings, or jump scares in general. But as I said, if that's my only complaint, it doesn't ruin the film for me. It It's not like it turns out they were actually on an alien spaceship or something. Considering the popularity of this film, I'm surprised screenlife films didn't become more normalized. There have been a few released over the years, but not a whole lot. I think more recently, the War of the Worlds starring Ice Cube has been like the biggest one to come out since Unfriended, and unfortunately that one not the best example, but it is still a recent example. It is part of the reason I decided to cover it this year. I've been kind of thinking about covering it each season, but I don't do it. And then with the release of War of the Worlds, I was like, I want to cover a screenlife movie, and what better one to cover if not this one? Plus, it really shows, because like I've seen people talk about how this movie is why screenlife films are not good. Well, that one isn't good. But if you watch Unfriended, you'll see that it can be used to great effect. It can be made good. I haven't watched Unfriended Dark Web. I have been told that it's also good. I have not seen it, so I can't say if it is or not. Of course, granted, that is all objective. There are probably people out there who say Unfriended is a bad movie and War of the Worlds is a good movie. I'm not going to say they're wrong, but, they're not right either. And cut.
The Rambler Network.